Bad Luck and Magic is a portal into self-discovery and alignment. I'm your host, Mal Burden, a cosmic life coach and fellow soul navigating the human experience. Every week, I'll give you an astrological forecast of the vibes for the week ahead so you'll know exactly what to expect when it comes to your emotions, relationships, career, and more. And every month, we'll hear from a local baddie as she shares her unique journey of self-discovery and aligning with her passions despite the challenges along the way. Now grab your favorite drink and get cozy because, honey, we are about to uncover the magic of the unknown. Let's get it, boo. Welcome to this week's episode of Bad Luck and Magic, where I give you a little glimpse into what's going on astrologically speaking and how you can take advantage of the opportunities and also deal with the challenges that we might be facing with the vibes and the energy this week. So before we get started, I wanted to start with the announcements and all of that good stuff first. One, I just want to mention, obviously all the links will be in the show notes below, but if you go to my website, there will be an option to sign up for emails, and I highly encourage you to sign up for the emails because I send out a newsletter typically every Sunday, sometimes Monday, just one email a week, and that way you get all of the links to every piece of content that I've made for the week ahead, and you'll be the first to know any promotions, sales, events, things like that will be coming up. So be sure to check that out. You can also go to my Instagram at Bad Luck Burden, and in the link in bio, there's an option to sign up for the emails there as well. Let's see. And I just want to let you know that I am working on my 2025 Cosmic Coaching Program, and that will be where we can meet one-on-one and have these little workshops together, solo workshops, where we really dive into the astrology that's happening for the year and how that's impacting you. And how you can better prepare for the goals that you want to achieve for next year. And I'll give some more details about that once I have all of that planned, but I'll give you some examples of how I've used that for myself this year and how I've really been able to go after my dreams this year because I knew what was going on energetically. And I will also be offering a free guide for the 2025 alignment program, I guess you could say. So if you want to kind of do it on your own, you can totally do that as well. And then I will also have a group workshop available as well, where we can all just get together and see what's going on for 2025. It is a big year. 2025 is a huge year because, one, we'll say in terms of numerology, 2025 equals the number 9, and that is all about completion, wrapping up a cycle, and huge transformation, because after 9 we get to 10, and 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, so that is the start of a new journey. So 2026 is really when we're entering a new chapter and a new phase, but 2025 is very important because that is when we are going to be really tying up all these loose ends from these old past stories and moving into our new era and into our new chapter. Not only that, but we have some of the slower moving planets like Neptune, Saturn moving, and the North Node moving into new signs. And this doesn't happen every year, it only happens every few years. So we also had Pluto move into Aquarius this year. So things are changing, things are shifting. We will be feeling different energy than we have the past 5 years, let's say. So this year, or 2025 and 2026, are probably the biggest, most pivotal years of this decade of the 20s. So anyway, we want to be aware of what's going on, so we know how to strategize and plan and take that intentional action. So again, be sure to sign up for the emails so you know what's going on with that. Also on December 21st of this month, that is a Saturday, I will be giving mini cosmic coaching readings at the Metabolic Makers Market. So I'm pretty sure that will be at Metabolic in South Slope, Asheville. I believe it's from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can also look at the events page on my website, badluckburden.com, to see all the details for that. It's free to go, and there's going to be other local artists, makers, service providers there as well. So be sure to check that out. And it'll be cool too if you haven't gone to Metabolic, just to be able to see their space and the people that work there, that are the trainers there, and the people that go there. Literally, that is my favorite gym. Like, I love Metabolic so much. Highly recommend it. A lot of times they have like $5 days for $5 to check it out. So check out their website. They're great people. So yeah, that's what we got there. As always, I'm trying to build up my YouTube, my podcast, my Instagram. So please if you feel called to, please like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Obviously it's free to do that, but it helps other people find the podcast, find the YouTube channel. And if this has been helpful for you, I would greatly appreciate it if you help your girl out. Okay, so let's get into this week. Okay, we have a full moon coming up towards the end of the week. I will say that, just as a reminder, the theme for December has been new opportunities for financial and physical abundance, which is creating a stable foundation for our future success. Okay? And this week's theme in particular is we are being asked and invited to connect. No. Sorry, that was last week's thing. We are being asked to question our mindset and how we communicate, how we express ourselves through communication. And this is because we are going to be having a full moon in Gemini on Sunday of this week. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so the themes of Gemini is all about self-expression through communication, short distance travel. It can be related to your local neighborhood. It can be related to your siblings and cousins, and also learning as well. But the start of this week is pretty quiet. I think the good thing about that is we did have a lot of shifts and changes with the planets towards the end of last week. So this is giving us a chance to kind of settle into that newer energy that's happening. We did have Mars turn retrograde. So now all of the action momentum that we've been initiating or being a part of recently, that's starting to slow down, and it's giving us a chance to turn inward and really reassess what actions are going to be most in alignment for us. So we're going to take this week kind of slow. We're going to start to see, or as we get closer to the full moon, we will probably start to see that we have more things going on, like more social events going on. That just typically happens when there's a full moon. But once we have our full moon on Sunday, its ruling planet Mercury will also be turning direct. So as you may remember, a couple of weeks ago, Mercury stationed retrograde. So this happens a few times a year, and this just gives us a chance to turn inward and reflect on our communication, our projects, technology, travel, all of those things that Mercury rules. So I love the fact that we're having a full moon in Gemini. Its ruling planet is also turning direct. So this is telling me that we are reaching a point of completion and clarity around communications and the themes related to the house that Gemini rules in our unique birth charts. And we'll be sure to give you a mini scope here so you'll know where you will be gaining some clarity, where you're going to be seeing some insights. So be sure to stick around for that. But love this. So we have Mercury going direct. The things that we've been contemplating and kind of just reassessing, especially when it comes to our independence, freedom, and adventure, because remember, Mercury has been going retrograde through Sagittarius. So now we're gaining those insights on Sunday, and we might start to gain those insights a little bit before Sunday, but now we can actually plan and strategize behind the scenes, preparing us to take action in the springtime once Mars goes direct. So this is allowing us to be more intentional and in alignment with our personal values. And this week, again, we are being invited to be curious around insights that are being illuminated around our mindset, especially when it comes to creative projects that you've brought to life, your expression through communication, and that could be written communication, vocal communication, whatever it is, and adapting to changes, because Gemini is a sign of duality, is the sign of the twins. It's also a mutable sign, and what that means is it issues, or it's open to change, it's flexible. So that is where we are gaining some insights. Now remember, when we have full moons, that means that the moon is on one side of the sky, and the sun is on the other side of the sky, illuminating things about our emotions, because that is what the moon represents. It also represents our intuition as well. So it is likely that we will gain some intuitive insights towards the full moon. So kind of again too, like, the moon will be in Gemini. That means that the sun automatically is in Sagittarius. Of course, because we know it's Sag season, but also that just is how the zodiac wheel works out. Okay, so now let's chat real quick about the bad luck and the magic for this week. So first, let's just go in with the quote unquote bad luck. And really, this is just a chance for us to chat through what are the challenges that we need to be prepared for this week, potential conflicts, whatever, how we can handle that, and then also talking about the magic, also talking about the opportunities for us that are coming this week. So on Thursday, we have Venus, the planet of beauty, love, connection, art, finances, values, pleasure, in the sign of Aquarius. And the sign of Aquarius is all about being your individual, unique self. But it's like, how can you be your unique self and play a positive role in humanity? Aquarius is really driven by the collective, driven by society. They want to make sure that, we are living the most ideal that we can. So it's possible when Venus is in Aquarius that we are more drawn to unconventional forms of beauty or art or style. Maybe we want to change our look in a dramatic or maybe unexpected way. And let's see. Oh, we might be craving more time with unconventional groups of people. Maybe we are more willing to engage with new groups, new clubs, new communities. So when we have that happening, we have this energy, it's like for the people, right? And not to mention that Venus just came together with Pluto that's in Aquarius. So there's like this deep transformation that's happening when it comes to what we value about the collective, and maybe about technology as well, because Aquarius rules over technology. So we got that energy, right? But it is going to be opposing Mars that just turned retrograde in Leo. And of course, there can always be like high vibe, versus low vibe of all the signs, right? But since this is an opposition, it does make me feel like there is some tension. And there's and the fact that Mars is retrograde in Leo, it makes me feel as though there's some action and potentially conflict in relation to how we express ourselves and maybe the underlying reason that we want attention. There's something about self-expression and attention here. And maybe creative projects as well. And maybe your inner child, because, Mars is the planet of action, conflict, motivation, passion. And when it's in the sign of Leo, Leo rules over our creativity, our self-expression, our playfulness, our inner child. So there's something here. There's something here about us wanting to take action, but this Venus in Aquarius is there's some tension there. Like, we're needing to find the balance between wanting to express ourselves as an individual and coming from a place that isn't just, oh, I'm expressing myself because I want attention, and Venus in Aquarius, which is be your unique self, but make sure that it's having a positive impact on the larger group. So that's going to be a little tension that's happening on Thursday, but the key here is to try to find the balance between those two. And just remember that Mars is retrograde and will be until February. So now isn't really the best time for outward displays of expression. It's really like turning inward and understanding what your motives are behind your expression. Okay, and then for the magic, we have the full moon in Gemini and the fact that its ruling planet Mercury is going direct. So we've kind of already talked about that. And all of the positive things that will be happening there. I will say that Mercury in Sagittarius, so while this full moon is happening, Mercury is in Sagittarius. It is making a positive trine aspect to Mars retrograde in Leo. So this is telling me that there is passion, fire happening when it comes to our mindset, our thinking, our communication, and the action that we are planning to take once Mars goes direct. So the sun is illuminating some insights for us around our emotions about how we communicate and how we express ourselves. And Mercury and Mars are working together here, and they're saying, okay, like I'm kind of understanding things or seeing things from a new perspective now, and now I am motivated. Maybe I'm finding a new purpose behind my communication. All right. Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay, my phone fell. Okay. So let's get into the mini scopes. So this is so listen for your sun sign, your moon sign, as well as your rising sign if you know it. And this is going to be telling you where you will be gaining insights on how you communicate and where you are starting to question your mindset. Okay? So Aries, this full moon in Gemini is going to be happening in your third house, and your third house is ruled by Gemini. That is all about communication, the same themes, because that's just how it worked out with Aries, but communication, short distance travel, siblings and cousins, and your local community. So that is where you're going to have a shift in perspective in how you communicate. Taurus, this is going to be impacting your second house, and that relates to your mindset and how you communicate when it comes to your finances, your budget, your values, and your self-worth. Gemini, this will be happening in your first house. So you are going to be shifting your mindset and how you communicate when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your personal goals, when it comes to how you present yourself out into the world. Cancer, this is going to be impacting your 12th house of healing, spirituality, and subconscious beliefs and shadow work. Leo, this is going to be happening in your 11th house of friend groups, community, hopes, and dreams. So you're going to be shifting your mindset and how you communicate around those themes. Virgo, this is going to be impacting your 10th house, shifting your mindset and how you communicate about your career, your public image, your legacy that you want to leave. Libra, this is impacting your 9th house. So this is going to impact long distance travel, higher education, maybe taking a new course or something. This is going to impact also spirituality and your life philosophies. Scorpio, you're shifting your mindset and how you communicate in your 8th house. And that is all about your vulnerability, your intimate relationships, other people's money, whether that's passive income or maybe debt. Sagittarius, this will be impacting your 7th house. So this is your closest one-on-one partnerships. This could be your marriage. This could be your best friend. This could be your therapist, for example, or business partner. Capricorn, this is going to impact your 6th house of daily work, routines, habits, wellness, also the service that you provide to other people. Aquarius, this will be happening in your 5th house, prompting a shift in your mindset and how you communicate when it comes to your creative projects, your hobbies, what you enjoy doing in your free time, romance, and even children that are in your life. That could be, your children, your niece and nephew, or your inner child. And then finally, Pisces, this will be happening in your 4th house. So expect some shifts in your mindset and how you communicate when it comes to your home life, your family, the people that you live with, your living situation, and your emotional foundation. So let me know in the comments how this resonates for you, because the chances are when we're leading up to a full moon, sure, there are going to be some new insights that happen, but chances are you are already knowing what's reaching its peak point at this time. All right, moving on to the tarot message of the week. So I've already shuffled and pulled 3 cards, and I want you to know I don't look at the cards. I shuffle the cards and then I play around with them until 3 fall out. And I always ask, our spirit guides and the universe to give me 3 cards that are the messages that people need to hear for their highest good this week. So I want you to, as always, just imagine 3 cards, and you'll choose card 1, card 2, or card 3, just whichever one feels like it's pulling your attention, and we'll get started. So if you chose card number 1, you received the Moon, which is very interesting since we will have a full moon this week. And this is telling me that you are very in tune with your intuition and with the energy of the full moon this week. This is telling me that you probably know what's coming up for you already. And maybe you have a chance to really gain some very clear and specific insights into your emotions and how you're actually feeling this week and what you're needing to communicate. There's a sense that there's something that needs to be said here that may have been subconscious and hasn't been in your main awareness, but is starting to get there. And now you're feeling as though there's this pressure or tension of something that you need to say. And I think the message here is follow your intuition with this. Trust what your body and your heart is telling you. And it's just be truthful. If to no one else, be truthful to yourself first and have some compassion for yourself through that process, because it can be difficult to follow your intuition. But I have faith in you. Good luck this week. If you chose the second card, you received the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So what this is telling me is that you may have been working on something with another person or a group of people. You've been collaborating on something. And now you're realizing you're at the point in this process with this other person or this group of people. And you're actually at a point where you need to take some time, step back from the collaboration and do some work on an individual level before you can come back together as a team and finish the project together, finish the experience together. Does that make sense? I'm curious if this makes sense. Because I actually did not look up what the reverse means, but I was just following my intuition on this, so let me know. Let me know how that resonates. Okay. Good luck with that this week. I know you got this. I think sometimes it's interesting because when we are collaborating with other people or when we're in connection with another person, they often, or maybe always, are a mirror for us. And sometimes we don't even know we need to do some individual work until we start working with other people. So I think if you're getting the sense that you need to take some time to do some work on your own, I think it's great to follow and listen to that. All right, and then if you chose card number 3, you got the Devil reversed. So you might be realizing that you now have more power over some of the habits, people, or situations where you have previously felt maybe codependent or disempowered by. So I'm getting the sense that you're starting to finally witness your ability to be in control of yourself and of potentially your role in a situation that you've previously felt powerless by or powerless over. So that's great news. That is great news. Just keep it up. Like the more that you prove to yourself on a day-to-day level that you can follow through with what your promises to yourself are, the more confident you'll be and the more you will continue to step into your power. So, love that message. Okay, so we got the last thing going on this week. The last thing going on, soul care inspo of the week. So these 3 that I came up with this week are all about getting out of your comfort zone, learning something new, which ties into the full moon in Gemini and the Mercury going direct, and showing yourself and the universe that you are serious about your goals and the dream life that you want to have. Because I've been thinking about that this week. I'm like, how do I even want to say this in a succinct way? Let's just get into it. I'm sure it will come up. Okay, so first, join a free webinar to learn something new, whether that's about marketing, Instagram, astrology insights, creating a business plan, like whatever you're trying to learn. Like there's literally videos and tutorials and webinars for anything you can think of, like crypto, whatever, investing, whatever you're interested in. I love this. This is something I do kind of on a regular basis, but this week I did attended an Instagram webinar and just learned how to strategically grow my Instagram and to be more creative on Instagram. And I learned new insights, and it made me inspired to continue putting work into that. Especially sometimes if there are things that you've been working on and you're hitting like a roadblock and you feel a little stagnant, taking a webinar or watching a video, a tutorial, is a great way to kind of like breathe more life and new energy into that thing. Number 2 is putting yourself out there and attending an event that sparks your interest or, piques your inspiration. So this week I went to this event put on by the Power of Women. That is a group in Asheville. And the event was called Amplify Your Voice. And there was a speaker there who talked about how when she was a kid, like she was very shy, but now she is literally a motivational speaker. And truthfully, like this is exactly the type of events and things that I want to do on a regular basis. Like I want to be a part of them, and I also want to host and initiate them. But I'm like, I can write in my journal all day that, oh, these are the things I want to do, but if I never actually do them and never follow through with them, then nothing is ever going to change. So that's kind of why I talked about showing to yourself and the universe that, yeah, the dream life that you're trying to call in, you're actually willing to put in the work and get out of your comfort zone to make that shit happen. So I went, and I will say I tried to talk myself out of it. It's like I looked up these events that were happening this month and put them in my calendar. And then once it came down to it, I was like, oh, it's $25. Like, maybe I just won't go. And it's like those types of things that come up where we try to convince ourselves not to do something that actually was of interest to us, and that actually felt inspirational to us, and that actually was a call from your higher self or your intuition. So I tried to talk myself out of it, but I was like, no, bitch, you need to go. You need to go, because this is literally what you're trying to do. You're trying to connect with like-minded women. You are trying to put yourself out there. You are trying to be a part of these cool experiences. So you gotta go. So I ended up going, and I am so freaking glad that I did. Not only did I have a great time, but I ran into a couple people that I already knew. I didn't think I was going to know anyone there. And sure, like I sat at a table with people I didn't know, but that's okay. And I acknowledged and gave myself compassion in the moment. I'm like, okay, I feel a little awkward. I don't really know how to strike up conversation sometimes. I'm going to sip my little coffee, but it worked out. Like, people were very welcoming, and sometimes with these speaker things, they get the crowd involved, and sometimes I hate that because it makes me uncomfortable. But I'm so glad I did. Like, I exchanged information with one gal, and we're gonna go get coffee sometime. I talked to this other gal, and she puts on yoga retreats and stuff, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm doing some yoga retreats in Italy. And I'm like, I'm trying to go to Italy, and I'm trying to go to women's retreats. Like, that's literally on my list right here. So I'm like, this is exactly, like, the more we do this, the more we take inspired and aligned action and actually follow through when we feel uncomfortable, the universe literally puts opportunities and abundance in our lives. Like, it's really kind of that simple. It's really kind of that simple. So I highly encourage, if there's something that's on like your vision board or whatever, just take one thing and be like, what can I do this week that actually relates to one of those things? Maybe you have something about going to the farmer's market on your vision board. Go to the freaking farmer's market. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to talk to. and how it's going to positively impact and change your life. Okay, and number 3 is plan a day or afternoon for yourself before the end of the year to reset and refresh your energy. Do something kind for yourself and do something that will get you excited about your year ahead. So I plan to go to sauna house maybe the morning of New Year's Eve. I think that's when they do like their silent mornings, because guys, sometimes you go into the sauna and people are just talking and like acting like it's a party. I'm like, y'all, I'm trying to relax. I don't want to hear about whatever the hell you talking about. Truthfully, I really don't. Unless you got some good tea, and then I will listen in on that. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I want to do that New Year's Eve day, and then maybe spend the rest of the day just brainstorming and visualizing my year for 2025. Really just refreshing and reflecting on this year, you know, like before we move into a new year, reflecting on what all has happened. So that's the soul care inspo for the week. Before I close out here, I was just gonna say, what was I gonna say? Well, one, if you want more insights on what's going on in the cosmos this week, join the Cosmic Club and you can get your first month free. After that, it's only $3.33 a month. That's less than a coffee. And I give you horoscopes, I give you journal prompts, all that good stuff. So that will be in the show notes. But the other thing I was going to say was, I want to do a segment where I can get you guys involved, and my idea was having a listener like Q&A thing where you could reach out to me maybe on Instagram. Like I'll send a prompt each week and be like, okay, what's your question for the week? Like, what are you curious about? And I will look at your birth chart and what's going on this week and help give you some guidance. So for example, one of my friends, she was like, I want to talk to my boss about working from home, but I don't know what day to do it. And I was like, girl, I got you. Let me look at the transits. Let me look at your birth chart and see what will be the best day or days to approach your boss about having this conversation about working remotely. So anyway, I looked at it, I told her the day, and she did it, and now she works from home. So I'm not saying it was all the astrology, but it definitely helped. So that's just an idea. What do y'all think about that? Let me know in the comments. All right, I hope you have an amazing week, honey. Like, the moon's gonna be in Aries, Taurus, and then Gemini, so you're gonna be getting some shit done. You're gonna be forging a path. You are going to be feeling sensual. You are going to create a stable foundation, and then come Gemini, you might be social this week. You might be pretty social come the end of the week. So that's kind of fun. All right. Yeah, have an amazing week. I'll be thinking about you. If you need me, you know where to find me. All right. Love ya. Bye.